All right, so we are live.
Awesome.
Hello,
Great.
Damian. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Slim. Hi, everyone. Please leave a comment wherever you are joining us from. Leave a comment to see your name, where you come from.
Yes, maybe share in the chat your name and your location. Maybe not your name, it's automatically there, but
Yeah,
definitely
I guess.
from where you
Yes.
are joining.
If they have their names there, because there are some hackers out there who don't like to put their names and they're called John Doe or
Then they
other
won't
names.
put their names in the chat neither.
Ah,
So,
yeah, 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 yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Hi, Samson from Eritrea, the Horn of Africa. We know where Eritrea is. Excellent. Very nice to have you with us.
yeah, nice to have you with us, Samson.
Crazy.
So I guess let's wait a couple of minutes for more people to join, and then we will start our presentation about the program.
Yeah, Eritrea. Such a pleasure to have you all here to talk about the launch of our 26th cohort. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Anyone else, please leave a comment. We'd love to see where you are from, where you are joining us today from.
don't be shy.
Yeah. You're going to have questions later on anyway, so I think we'll make you ask questions, so you might as well start from now.
Yeah, actually, I noticed that we are getting less and less, like less questions from info session to another.
Hmm.
So we are improving at providing all the info people need.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And thanks also to our marketing team, to Dimitar in particular, who is taking the questions and updating the presentation.
Yeah,
Samson mentions, thank you. I hope our journey will be fruitful and informative. Thank you for the opportunities. Thank you, Samson, for being here. I'm sure you had other good things to do at this point, but you are here. You want to have a better future through a career in web development. So this really keeps us happy and motivates us to do our work even more. Just for you being from Eritrea, this to me is crazy. I am in
yeah.
Greece at the moment.
I am in
Slim is in
Tunisia.
Tunisia. Yeah, it's crazy.
And our student, good, like it's worth mentioning that our students are coming from more than 50 different countries.
I think now it's close to 60.
Yeah, it's close to 60.
Yeah.
Hello, Yasin. So Yasin is from Gambia and joining from Greece. Nice to have you with us, Yasin. I think we spoke earlier in our website chat. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I don't know, Slim. Let's start, and this is recorded anyway, so you can
Yes.
watch it again at any point on YouTube. It's probably going to be uploaded tomorrow. So
Yes.
yeah,
So welcome everyone to our info session for class 26 for the full stack web development career check. So my name is Slim. I'm from Tunisia and I'm the director of product at Social Hackers Academy.
and I'm Damian, the executive director at Social Hacks Academy.
So the class will start on the 19th of February. So we are still in the admission phase, like having people registering and going through the steps of the admission. The program is 7 months long, 6 months plus 1 month for the last project. During the first 6 months, it will be learning, practicing, working on small projects, either in team or in solo mode. And then the last month will be the final, the big project where you connect the dots of all what you learned during the program and showcase your skills to the IT sector out there for people to start hiring you. So the learning happens most of the time between 5 and 9 p.m. Uh, Athens time, and we provide scholarships to refugees and asylum seekers. So we have a couple of important dates before the start of the program. So the most important date is the day you apply. And by applying, so you will fill a registration form, and then you will be redirected to book a call with our admission team for you to have more info about the program. The second important date is today, so the info session. Then we are closing the applications the 12th of February, so in 5 days. And then upon acceptance, you will be able to join the program on the 19th of February. And as you can see in the first important date, so there is a call that needs to be conducted with our admission team. And then there is a short pre-course, an introductory course to JavaScript, so you can have a feeling of how it will be. And in order to secure your spot, you need to finish the pre-course before the closing date of the admission. So in 5 days, more or less, some days, let's say. So for our approach is holistic. We have a percentage of 94 or 95% of our graduates that already have found a job. So this percentage here is not updated. It's changing every day, actually. So our approach, you will be to employment, includes the technical part of the journey and also the employability track. So as you can see, during the 7 months, there are the technical stuff, and also there are some soft skills topics that will be covered, like, for example, time management, effective communication, best practices. You will have workshops and you will be supported in creating your CV, LinkedIn profile, GitHub, and so on. Then you will have a digital footprint review. So our career coaches will have a look at your digital footprint and give you feedback. They will also support you after graduation, during the job search phase, with a tracking, like giving you some technical roadmaps to learn some additional stuff after the program. We will have access to some mock interviews and so on and so forth. So what you will learn during this program, from the technical aspect, of course, so HTML and CSS, from beginner to advanced. And here are some concepts like tables, form, flexbox, animations, and so on and so forth. Also, you will learn JavaScript, like from the basics until advanced concepts. We will also cover React.js, and for the backend, it will be Node.js and Express. And for the database, we will cover MongoDB and Mongoose. Of course, we will have a glimpse on other technologies, but those are, let's say, the main focus.
Yeah. And if you
The,
don't understand any of these words that Slim is saying, don't worry about it. It's supposed to be like that for the moment. You
yes,
should know once you graduate, you should know all of them for sure, and not just how it's called, but also the knowledge behind this. And I'm just, if you are not technical, you don't have experience at the moment, don't worry, you are going to learn everything you need.
yes. Thank you for mentioning this, Damien, because it's worth mentioning that our program is designed for beginners, so no tech background is required to join the program and become a full stack web developer. You will learn everything during the program.
So the total hours of learning, it's 112 hours of live classes. It's usually so much more than that, but this is like the absolute minimum that we do. And of course, these live classes are recorded in order for you to watch it on demand at your own time if you cannot participate live, although this is what we suggest. Then it's a minimum again of 84 hours of employability skills, 70 hours minimum of pair programming. Pair programming means essentially that we match you with another student of the class and you work together either to do the assignments or to do projects, in general to help you learn together. In SHA, we try to enable you to not study on your own, but always study in a community environment, either one-on-one, in a group. Uh, yeah. And we have about 560 hours of guided learning. There is a lot of learning that needs to happen.
Definitely a lot of learning that needs to happen, and we will guide you all the way until you complete the program. So a common question that we get is when are the classes? So we have a minimum of 2 live sessions per week on Monday and Thursday, but then it can be 3 sessions depending on each week content. And the live sessions with the instructor starts at 7 p.m. Athens time. And here, as you can see in this slide, we have regular hackers, and in the next slide, you can see weekend hackers. So let me go back to this slide first, and you can see, so this is a schedule, like how your schedule might look like. It, it doesn't have to be like this. So you technically manage your time during the week, apart from the live sessions and the deadline for submitting the assignment and so on. We ask our students to spend at least 4 hours a day studying. So it's around a minimum of 20 hours per week. So you should consider this program as a part-time job in order to succeed. It's not just about the live sessions. Live sessions are part of the learning journey, but it's not only that. So you will be doing some self-reading and self-learning on our Athena platform. You will be working on assignments. You will be working with your pair on code challenges. Then we have the live sessions. Then uh, let's say on Tuesday, you set up 4 hours for self-reading, work again on your assignment, and so on. The employability workshops and webinar happens most of the time happens on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Athens time. Then again, you manage your time and so on and so forth. And by the end of the week, we collect some information from our students through surveys in order for us to always enhance our services, let's say. So what's the difference between regular hackers and weekend hackers? So since our approach is inclusive. We try to take education inclusive to everyone. We thought of people that are working and cannot be available during the week for 4 hours per day, let's say. So for this category of hackers, we suggest that you compact everything during the weekend. So let's say 8 hour on Saturday, 8 hour on Sunday. You can watch the sessions since it's recorded, and we strongly recommend that you spare 1 hour per day to study or to practice, because if you keep it from weekend to a weekend, you will forget almost everything in the middle, in the between. And we have also our, like when you join the class, you will be invited to a Discord server. This will be the main communication tool between students and the SHA team. And there we have a ticketing system. So if you are studying on your own, the self-learning or working on the assignment, and you stuck or you face some challenges and need support, you can open a ticket, and our team are available 7 days a week. So that's about the weekend and everyday hackers. You
Yeah.
can take this one.
And yeah. And the question is, can I make my own schedule for the course? And your options is essentially what we've mentioned so far. So study regularly. So for us, regularly is study on in the afternoons. You can study on weekends. You can study in the mornings if you want. We always suggest to at least try to participate in the live classes. That's the best. Like at least the live classes, it would be great if you could be there. And especially for those who are working like full time during the week and they don't have time to join to participate in the course as they would like, then they have to know that in the weekend they really have to put a lot of effort, and preferably they should be doing some work, even if it's like 1 hour, like 4 hours per week, during the week. Like anything you can do to work as much as possible, that's the ideal, because it's very hard to study just for 2 days, because then it becomes too much.
Yes.
Although we have created the course to also facilitate the people who work full time or anyway have other things to do and cannot make it during the week. But for the weekend hackers, you have to know that it will be more challenging than the rest. So you have to be very motivated to participate in our class.
Yes. And so you can actually make your own schedule. Yes or no? Yes and no, actually. So you can make your own schedule, but we have some deadlines. Like for example, uh, during every week, you have some assignments to submit. So if you are an everyday hacker, the assignments are spread over the week. So maybe Monday you have an assignment to submit, and you need to submit it by Monday. Then the other one would be on Wednesday, and the last one would be on Friday. The When you are a weekend hacker, you are not, since you cannot submit everything during the week because you are lacking time to study and to practice and so on. So you can submit all the assignments by the end of the week. So you can, so actually you manage your time as you want. You just need to respect the deadline.
And there is this myth that who is a good programmer? Like, what are the characteristics of a good programmer? And the first is like a good programmer must be a great mathematician. And I always say that it doesn't hurt to be good at math, but this is not mandatory. Once you have found your first job, and after 3, 5 years, when you want to be a senior programmer, then yes, you need to dive deeper, particularly into algorithms, not math, like algebra or
Yes.
trigonometry and that stuff. No, it's algorithms. Um, then a good programmer must have bad communication skills. And we say that's the exact opposite. A programmer in 2024 must have great communication skills. And even if you don't right now, we have essentially embedded your the development of your communication skills throughout the program. That's one of the reasons we have the pair programming. One of the reasons we have the events that we do, and everything in between we have in the 7 months that you we are going to be working together.
Yes.
Then a good programmer should be able to fix a printer. And again, it doesn't hurt to be able to fix a printer. I can fix a printer in most cases or throw it out of the window. But it's not that important. Then a good programmer is not creative. A good programmer can and should be creative because programming is a science, but also an art at the same time. So it really helps if you are creative, but even if you are not at the moment or you think you're not creative, trust me, there will be space, there will be time for you to become more creative. There are ways for actually you to become more creative. And last, and my worst out of these five that we picked, is that a good programmer must be a nerd and a lonely person. No, you can't be a nerd. You can't be a lonely person. You can be an extrovert. You can be an introvert. We have, I think, when we think of programmers, we think in the movies like back in the 90s or early 2000, that, yeah, maybe back then that was the case. But right now, programmers are superstars, and everyone can be a programmer. You can be a nerd, you can be whatever, you can be a party person. It really doesn't matter. What matters is to have the right skills. What matters is to have a good portfolio. What matters is to have a lot of drive, a lot of willingness to learn and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. These are the things that matter.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And for the creativity part, like creativity is not only about like good looking stuff and design and being an artist. Like you can be creative in solving a problem. That's an aspect of creativity that if you don't have it, you will acquire it. And that brings us back to the math thing. So you can like uh, like in math, what you learn is how to solve problems. So you will have critical thinking and so on and so forth. And you will acquire all these skills during the program and also the soft skills like communication that Damian just mentioned and so on. And these soft skills, even though we say that we have um, a soft skills program, and we have indeed workshops about different topics. But the main way you will be acquiring these soft skills is during the program. Like it will be embedded in the program. So, for example, communication skills. If you are not a good communicator, you will have some activities that require you to collaborate, communicate with your peers, for example. So you will be put in situations where you will develop these skills sometimes while not being aware that you are developing these skills. So it happened all along the way.
Yeah, that's
So
we are almost 7 years company. We've run 26 cohorts, 25 actually so far. This is the 26th, but we have many other educational courses. We really know how to put stuff inside for you to develop the skills and without you actually realizing it. But we do realize it. We realize how you build your confidence, your communication skills, your leadership skills, your problem solving skills, your learning agility skill. Learning agility is a fancy word for me to say like how fast you can learn stuff. This is a very, very important. skill.
And also to be an autonomous learner, and that's a skill very in demand in the IT sector because it's really very always evolving, like Samson just mentioned in the chat. So it's always evolving, and you need always to keep up with the new technologies and so on. And that's what Samson said actually. But so he said,
And
but we need to beat the AI era because that is becoming scary very fast. Indeed,
no,
it is becoming a bit scary, but we shouldn't be competing with AI. We should leverage the AI either in while learning or while being productive and applying the skills. And Damian always says that the AI will not. I will let you to say it, Damian.
yeah. And yeah, my motto is that AI will not uh, put out of business developers. AI developers who use AI are going to beat developers who don't use AI tools. And to answer to Samson, is hackers are not afraid of everything. We learn how to learn. We learn how to develop stuff. If you gain the skills we support you develop throughout the course, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And at the end of the day, even if AI takes everything, our job is the least of our problems. Like, so if robots take over, I don't care. If I have money or not in the bank, that means nothing. Uh, but yeah, we don't care about that. What we care about is developing real skills which are needed today in the world. And it's not just about JavaScript or databases or that. It's the soft skills that we help you develop. And AI, for now, don't do soft skills. So about your career opportunities, we tried, to put here some average like money you can make. Of course, it might be different. For example, MENA region is so diverse and different, right? So it's very different to work in UAE, and it's very different to live in Morocco. So you have to look at your own country. But in this case, for UK and Greece, where we have a lot of experience with placing people, these are average salaries of junior people. Essentially, you can, uh, after finishing this course, you can find a job with these four job titles. This is the training you will have received uh, during the 7 months. And there are a few industry trends like the Internet of Things, VR, AR, artificial intelligence. I can say a lot of letters: AI, VR, AI, whatever, accessibility, blockchain technology, all kinds of things. But what matters is your skills, is your
Yes.
hunger to become better.
So and to learn definitely. So what makes SHA special? So SHA is the shorthand for Social Hackers Academy. So what makes us different, special, is the live session, the instructor-led live sessions we have every week, the code challenges, and then the live solution of the code challenges. The code review, actually, whenever you submit an assignment, you get a code review on your assignment. So you have a feedback in order for you to know what you did good and what you didn't do so good, so you can improve. The pair programming, the help desk support 7 days a week, mentors, the soft skills and the employability workshop, and we have 2 events per month, one technical and one HR and soft skills related. I think you are muted, Damian.
Yep, I'm sorry. So this is a very loaded. slide, we have this essentially to just express the different things we do over other ways of learning web development. And we are not saying that, okay, we're obviously saying ours is better than the others. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, we are here in this info session to just tell you what we are about, and you choose your best methodology for learning. What I would like to add, we've already mentioned things like the live classes, the weekly assignments. What I would like to add, though, is the events by industry leaders. We have two events per month. One is technical, one is human resources and soft skills employability. There are opportunities for you to network with the speakers through LinkedIn and in the live event. Our pedagogical approach is quite innovative. We've really, after 25 iterations of this program, we've really managed to create a very solid pedagogical way and very inclusive to cover all your needs. Uh, the up-to-date curriculum is very important. Our curriculum is almost updated monthly, either with smaller changes or bigger changes, because technology is ever evolving. Of course, you get the certification at the end, but for me, the most important thing you acquire, and I would say by far the strongest asset you acquire during your participation and hopefully successful graduation from the course, is your portfolio. This is the most important thing, because from week one, we do theory in SHA. Of course, you have to learn the theory, but most importantly is the practice. So from week one, you dive in and you start programming. And after 7 months, you've built a small of many small projects and one very big project, the final project that Slim mentioned at the beginning of this call. Um, so yeah, I don't want to go and hate on the
Yes.
others. Everyone is doing, their best, and we are here to serve you achieve the goals. Your goal should be to be willing to find a job in the tech industry. This is what SHA is about. If you just want to have a fun time, I don't think SHA is for you. We are having fun while working hard.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, we can do that, but it's
It is
not.
it is
Yeah.
it is a challenging journey. It's not a piece of cake, but we are here to support you all the way up. And it's also worth mentioning, since we are on this slide and comparing to other, let's say, way of learning, like for example YouTube or Udemy or whatsoever. It's worth mentioning that more than 40% of our students during our previous cohorts are coming like uh, from word of mouth. So, and I think that says a lot.
Yeah, word of mouth essentially means they were referred by another student of ours.
Yes,
So
that's
40% of the active students are referred by a former student of ours. That's really crazy for us. We really love this. And maybe this answers a bit about the AI also, because everybody says AI is going to take over. No, not really. It's not taking over anything yet, maybe in 10, 20 years. So, does the job market need developers? More developers? Yes, definitely. The skills gap is getting bigger and bigger. I cannot believe it. 7 years after we were founded, the there is a bigger demand for developers. And the average growth rate of any industry of all occupations, it's about 4%. In our case, for software developers, is projected to grow by 22% by 2029. The demand is there. Companies are knocking on our door all the time to connect them with our best students. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you to work super ultra hard and then land your first job.
yes, and it's also good to say about we mentioned earlier in the previous slide that our employment rate is above for 94%. It's worth mentioning that people are getting job like within 3 months after graduation in average, and like there were some cases where people were hired even before completing the program. So it's really up to you. Like if you put the effort and the commitment, you will get what you worked for. So another question that we get a lot is what equipment is necessary for the course. So first thing and most important thing, since we are an online school, is the stable internet connection. Then a computer, preferably with a minimum of 4 gigs of RAM, a processor of like an Intel i5 or equivalent, a wide display, and if you can afford a second monitor that will increase your productivity. So yes, you don't need a lot of technology to start, like
Yeah.
a good
Don't spend.
laptop,
We've
like
had
yes,
Yeah, we've had many people buying crazy computers, crazy expensive, and going into debt for a computer, and then, programming was not for them, and they didn't graduate. So don't worry about spending money. Worry about being
getting the
consistent
skills.
with the course. Yeah, and after 4 or 5 months, things are working out for you, and you want to buy a good computer. Yes, of course, yeah, it's nice to have a good computer. It's always nice, but it's not mandatory to start. Start,
Yeah.
see if it is for you, and then you can proceed with purchasing something better.
Yes.
And what does it take to succeed in the course? We've already kind of mentioned these things, but we like to have a separate slide about them. And for me, absolutely all four of them are mandatory. But I think determination and desire is the most important. How determined are you? What's your desire? And we're going to talk about your desire, I think, in the next slide. Also, you need to be able to manage your time yourself. You are going to face many challenges in the next 7 months. You need to be able to manage yourself. Then it's always helpful to be curious about how a technology works, how the computer works. What if I do this? What's going to happen in the code I just programmed, for example?
You
It's
need to break stuff.
curiosity. Yeah, yes. You need to break stuff in order. And this is also in Facebook. One story, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in an info session again, is that in Facebook, senior developers are paying either 5 or 10K each junior developer who manages to break something. They have such strong systems that they actually are paying. It's like a challenge. So what that makes is juniors are pushing. They push to find the mistake, and this is in development, not in production. So they pay this money if the code gets uploaded in production. So this essentially is part of the culture. This is part of being a programmer. Being a programmer is not about knowing it all. Being a programmer is about having the curiosity, having the discipline, wanting to work very hard in order to solve the problem you are solving at that point. And last but certainly not least is having a growth mindset. Growth mindset essentially means that, okay, I might not know how to solve this problem, but I am going to solve it. It might take me a day. It might take me 10 days. It doesn't matter. I'm going to solve the problem. I believe I can do this and I will do this. And things, if you really believe in yourself, if deep, you really believe that I am good enough and you are always good enough until you quit. That's a problem. People quit too fast. You shouldn't quit. You should fight. And if you fight, you win. And we are here. We have a big team, very strong team, very experienced team. We have all the necessary means to support you, and we will support you.
Definitely, and I would like to say hi to Muhammad, who just jumped in the chat and is saying, "Hi, it's me again." Hello, guys. So, hi, Mohammed. Guys, if you start this course, it's gonna be best decision you have ever made in your life. I promise you that. Thank you, Mohammed, for your constant support. So, Mohammed was one of our is one of our alumni, was one of our students. Nice to see you around.
Yeah, it's always great to see you, Mohammed. It's like he's jumping almost in every info session.
Yes,
That's so cool, Mohammed. Thank you so very much. And like Mohammed, we are suggesting that you should find your why. Really, 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 really take your time to think about why do you want to do this? Why do you want to invest 20 hours per week minimum for 7 months in order to graduate our course? This will really help you whenever you feel challenged or feel like you want to quit or you cannot do it anymore. You need to come back to your why. Your why can be I want to feed my family, I want my family to have a better future. So I'm going to go crazy and work hard for these 7 months. I'm going to be committed and I'm going to do everything that's needed for me to graduate. It can be your family, it can be yourself, it can be your future, it can be whatever. You need to think about this. We cannot help you with this. We don't know you. We barely know ourselves, right? So, so really, when we finish this presentation and hopefully answer more of your questions as they come along, um, consider why do I want to do it? Because you are definitely going to be challenged. There has been literally zero students out of the hundreds that we graduate that said this was easy. Zero. There hasn't been a person who said this was easy. So probably it's not going to be easy for you. So that's why you need to think very deeply on finding your why and write it down for you to remember it and read it every day because every day Slim and your instructor and all the education and employability team is going to challenge you all the time. So,
yes,
yeah, this is something very important for me. And here are some of, let's say, the tuition options. So let's start from the right, which is we offer fully funded scholarships to refugees and asylum seekers. So you don't have to pay anything if you fit that social group. And then we have three prices depending on where you come from. So let's say if you are from Western Europe or US, then you pay 1400, 1495. Then if you come from Greece and let's say Eastern Europe primarily, then you pay 995 euros if you pay upfront. And if you come from Tunisia and Egypt and other countries, you can see on the bottom which country, but the best way for you is just to go to socialhackersacademy.org, wherever, for example, Samson from Eritrea, you'll go to socialhackersacademy.org and you will see the pricing of 495 euros to pay upfront. And if the pay upfront is, we give 20% discount. You can also pay in installments. I think it's 4 installments. You'll see this on our website for
yes,
more
it's for
details.
instance.
We don't want to dive. There is we have three types of pricing, and we kind of make it complicated, is that we are a non-profit organization and we are not here to make money. What we are here to do is to make education accessible to all. That's our mission. So we offer inclusive pricing for everyone, wherever you are, to be able to afford our class and for us to be happy that you found a job later and hopefully pay it forward, introduce our course to your peers and family, and for all of us to be happy and have good future-proof careers.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that was the last slide. So good luck, everyone, if you are thinking to join this journey. Um, I didn't see a lot of question in the
mhm,
chat, so it's your chance to ask
yeah.
the
And
questions
wherever
now.
you are, is it YouTube or you joined from StreamYard, Facebook, wherever you leave a comment and we can see it. Uh, we'd love to answer any questions. Of course, you can reach out to us through our website if you want.
Or on Discord. So when you go to our website, you can also book a call with our admission team if you have
Yeah,
more questions. Today's info session is recorded and will be uploaded to our YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you joined at not from the beginning and you missed some parts of it, you can watch the missing parts, and we will be glad to answer all your questions.
yeah. Okay. So Samson, let me go for it. Samson has a couple of questions. First, are we going to have some kind of PDF guide line for each of the courses we will be taking? Slim, you want to take this?
Yes, I will take it. So the first question, it's not a PDF guide. Actually, we have our own platform. It's called the Athena platform, and there will be the course. So the program is split into phases. So let's say the first phase, which is 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks will be about setting up the web development environment on your computer and so on. And all the steps will be there on our platform. Then the next phase will be about JavaScript. So each week will have its own content, and the content of each week is also split into sprints. So like you will be guided like step by step during the program. You won't feel lost if you follow the steps on the program, and even if you do feel a bit lost, that's why we have the Discord for the class, so you can ask questions and open tickets for if you need support. Then the second question, wait. All right, so if yes, when would they be available? When the program starts, so the 19th of February, everyone who is admitted in the program will have access to the content on Athena platform. Then the second question: at what time do the interactive classes take place during the day? So it's at 7 p.m. Athens time, and then depending on the week, so either it can be 2 times per week or more. Then what about Next.js 14 and its new features like server actions, the app router, and more like SSR, CSR, etc. So I see that you already have some some technical background, so don't worry about that. Actually, we are not covering Next.js in the program itself. So in the program, we are covering Node.js and Express. But afterwards, like you can have access to additional material for you to dive deeper in these things. We cannot cover everything in 7 months. So we cover the necessary and more in order for you to be hireable, but you need to go the extra step. Like, for example, one thing that we push our students to do in the last final project is to use technologies that they didn't learn during the program. So, for example, for the front end, we teach React, and we push our students to use other frameworks, like for example Angular or Vue or whatsoever. So also for the backend, like you can use other frameworks, not only Express. So it's up to you, and you will have all the support that you need.
Let
So
me let me say hello to Mark, who is Cameroonian and joining from Athens, and he says that this he sorry he or she. My question is, do you need to have a project in mind before starting the lessons? No, definitely not. Don't worry about that. The project starts in 6 months from today, so don't worry about that. Let's worry about the first week. Actually, let's worry about you applying, then finishing the pre-course, then getting accepted, then starting the first week, and so on and so on.
yeah, you will
Yasin
be
mentions,
great.
yeah, Yasin mentions, thank you. This was very informative and educational. Thank you so much, Yasin. And Samson asks follow-up questions. Let me take the first one, which is his fourth. And he says, regarding jobs, what online jobs? Do you think the world of programmers are moving more toward that? Any input on the salaries? So on the salaries, at this time I don't have information about Eritrea, so I cannot tell you how is the job market there. But for sure, as in every country, developers are getting paid much more than, let's say, the average worker. So I'm sure in your country, developer salary is so much better than anything else you can find as a junior person. Then about online jobs, your first job, we always suggest to think that your first job is going to be a job in your country, because there are, of course, many remote jobs in the US, in UK, and of course you can go ahead and apply, but the competition there is
It's
absolutely crazy.
fierce.
It's crazy. So that job has like 10,000 applications, and probably they are not going to choose you. Although we've had, for example, some people, one comes to mind, a, a person who lived in Greece, I think, found a job in Belgium, in Cisco, and he made just under 3,000 euros. So is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? Probably not. The caveat here, the caveat is we suggest you get your first job, wherever you are, get your first job, get some experience, and after a year or two, then go and apply to the fancy, very high paid remote jobs that you see in Western Europe or wherever you might be seeing them. Then the fifth question is, are we going to learn a little about DevOps or where we can learn to develop using Docker? Slim?
Online, yes. So not in the program. We won't teach you stuff about DevOps, but you can actually we have another program that we are going to launch soon, which is the AWS Restart and Go program. So this is about Amazon Web Services. So you can go and have a look on our website under the section AWS program. Uh, Otherwise, like for example, I remember we had a technical event, like an introduction to Docker. So you can have a look on our YouTube channel. Actually, if you want to go the extra mile, like the information and the technology is all around on the internet, and it's free. The challenge while learning the dev and so on is to be consistent, is to have the guidance and to not get lost and to not fall into
to
to
add here, and this is what we provide, the roadmap.
yes,
It's we put you in one road and we just tell you you have to learn these things. And Samson, I don't know you, but it seems like you want to do this and you want to do that, and that's great. I think this wouldn't serve you at this point, where I assume you have little to no experience of programming and you are interested in landing your first job. To land your first job, you must become as much of an expert in one thing. So if you want to become a DevOps engineer, awesome, become a DevOps engineer. In our case, and this what this info session is about, is for you to become a full stack web developer. So we suggest that if you want to join our class, stop thinking about anything. Just become the best programmer you can be with what we teach you. Land your first job, and then once you're in, try to move around. And of course, uh, this skill set of knowing many things and have the ability to learn, this will serve you not in your first job, because if in your you cannot get your first job if you know a little out of 10 things. You should know a lot about one or two things, land the first job, and then expand, of course, and
yes,
learn DevOps and learn blockchain and learn whatever you want. Of course,
yes.
this is going
Sky
to
is
serve
the
you
limit.
in the long term, not today.
And so let me take the last question
Yeah.
from Derek. So the question is, when do we expect to get a reply after we have finished the first steps to JavaScript? So this is the pre-course that we mentioned in earlier slide. So once you are done with that, you just need to reach out to the admission team on Discord. Just let them know that you finished the pre-course and you will get your answer immediately.
And we didn't answer Samson's last question, which is a bonus question. And he
Ah,
says, what is the difference between a hacker and a programmer? So it depends. For me, hackers are people who are able to solve problems faster, cheaper, at scale.
out of
And
the
that
box.
can be, yeah, and a computer hacker essentially hack into systems. So a hacker mm, could have, should have the ability to program. Otherwise, they are called script kiddies. But you don't have to be. A hacker is mostly about networks, computer networks, operation systems, operating systems. Sorry, this kind of things. But also, you need to be a programmer. But let's not worry about being hackers right now. Let's worry about finishing the pre-course, because we tell you this is how we differentiate. We put you in, we give you the roadmap, and if you follow the roadmap and you work hard, you are going to graduate and get a job as all of our former alumni. We've made it work with so many people from so many countries, because full stack is universal. Eritrea, I'm sure, has a lot of, sorry, Slim. Eritrea is, I'm sure, has a lot of web developer openings. Greece has, Tunisia has, Argentina, US, everywhere. It's the same deal.
And
So worry about being consistent.
and I would like also to add something, like for example, our name is Social Hackers Academy. So hackers here is not about hacking like
Computer hacking.
the computer hacking. Like here we are hacking the education, like making you a full stack web developer in 7 months. While if you go through educate like um,
Computer science university, for example,
yes, university, it would take you years. So this is a hack.
it will take you, sorry, it will take you years and you won't be able to find a job. We've had so many graduates of ours who studied in university first, they graduated university, then came to our bootcamp, and they are saying, in these 7 months, I learned so much more than in the university because we have different perspectives. In SHA, we have one perspective: learn everything you need to learn to land your first job. That's it, nothing else.
To be hireable, to be productive. Like you need to
Yeah,
learn, you need to be selective in what you are learning. So for example, let's say today you want to create a web page. So you need to learn the technologies like to be able to create that web page. You don't need Docker, for example, to create a web page. Once you learned how to create a web page, then you go to move to the next. So it doesn't make sense to learn everything at once without applying what you are
yeah.
learning. And then like you stuck in the theoretical aspects and you don't practice and you will never feel ready to get a job or to conduct a job interview and so on. So and that's where we come in. Like we take you by the hand. We tell you you need to learn this, then you do that, then you do this, and so on and so forth. And by the end of these 7 months, you will be able to go and to secure your first job
And Slim says, take you from the hand. I would say more like grab you from the hand and start running.
from the neck.
Because yeah, because if you sign up, if you go through the pre-course, this means that you want to do this. And if you want to do this, then you need to work very hard. And Slim, I think we didn't mention enough about our employability support after the 7 months because we focus so much on the first part
Mm,
of what we do. But there is the second part, which is also very, very important, which is the support you receive after you graduate. So after you graduate, essentially, you have always a person there to support you with your CV, with your LinkedIn, with your prepare you for the interview process you're going to face. That's what we do. We are not essentially an education company. We are an employability company. We just use education to build your skill set for you to go and get a job.
yes. So I think uh, we made it until the end of the hour. Thank you for all your questions. And if you still have questions, you can always reach out to us either through our website, through our admission email or Discord. We are like, if you want to reach out to us, we will be there
Yeah.
to answer your
We'll
question.
always be there. Once you become a student, we are always there to support you because in the 7 months, you know, it's only natural for you to face you'll be sick, you'll be demotivated, something will happen in your environment, in your family. So we are here to help. But you need to show us that you need our help, and we'll provide it for sure. Thank you all also on my behalf for your interest and for your questions. And we are looking forward in having you in our 26th cohort. That's crazy. 26th. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, everyone, and see you around. Have a nice evening and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.